Afternoon, friends. Good afternoon, everyone. It might be good morning or good evening, or depends on your time zone. I want to say Happy New Month. Welcome to the month of November 2024. It has been wonderful so far in the year 2024, and we thank God that we have come to the 11th month. So, how are you doing? How are you faring? I hope this meets you well. Okay, I just want us to quickly take note that we are delving into another aspect of our personal development teaching series. This time around, we are going to be looking at healthy living and lifestyle. Now, remember, every other pursuits that we tend to go out for in life will depend on one aspect of life, which has to do with our health. If your health is out of place, then I wonder what it is that you can pursue to achieve. So it becomes very important that we take our health, seriously. And so we are going to be looking at healthy living and lifestyle. And I trust God that it's going to be a very exciting time. By the grace of God, we will learn quite a lot. Okay, what is health? We're going to be looking at what the World Health Organization defines health to mean. Let's just quickly take a look at it. Now, according to the World Health Organization, it says health is a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being, not merely the absence of diseases or infirmity. Now, you could be someone who has, zero record of health or diseases or infirmity, as the case may be, and yet you are not healthy. You may want to ask me why. Now, look at the definition clearly. It says that health is a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being, not necessarily or not merely the absence of diseases. So it then means there are some people who lack diseases actually, who have no infirmity, but yet they are not enjoying complete health. It could be that the social aspect of health is faulty. It could be that the physical aspect is faulty. It could be that the mental aspect is faulty. So you look at these three components, they must be there, complete, to make the meaning of health a complete one for you. So I want to believe that you have all these three components together, and by the grace of God, you'll be enjoying healthy living. Okay, now there's something known as the social determinants of health. We'll be looking at this, and we'll be seeing how this affects our physical completeness, our social completeness, and our mental completeness. When we talk about social determinants of health, we are looking at those non-medicinal or non-medical factors that influence health outcomes. There are such conditions in which people are born, people grow, people live, work, age as time goes on, and even die. All these conditions in the long run tend to affect the status of health of the individual. Now, these determinants, they involve a wide range of forces and systems, that involve things such as, let's look at them, forces such as safe housing, safe transportation, and safe neighborhood. When somebody is living in a safe neighborhood, there's every tendency that the mental health will be okay. There's every tendency that his physical aspect of life will be complete. There's every tendency that his or her social life will be healthy. Yes, if you are not living in a safe neighborhood where there's always violence, there's always conflict and all that, there's no way such person can have a complete state of health. Because whenever you step out, you are not sure of what you are coming to meet at home. That already can trigger your blood pressure. Or you want to sleep, and because you are always having incessant, clashes, maybe from ethnic side or whatever religious side, there's always clash, there's always conflict. You may not want to oversleep, and at the end of the day, when there's lack of sleep, there's already a question on your health status. So you see, such forces can go a long way to determine whether you enjoy good health or not. Then we also have another force, such as access to nutritious food and physical activity opportunities. Now, when we have good nutrition, you know that we have all learned about the balanced diet, no doubt. When such things are in place, there is definitely the uh, uh, um, cause of enjoying what? Good health. But when it is lacking, given other factors, tending to affect your access to nutritious food, you see that health begin to depreciate. That's why it is called social determinants of health. When you don't have access to healthy and nutritious food, health begin to what? Depreciate. Now take a good look at the current um, trend in economic recession. You can see how it is affecting quite a lot of people's access to nutritious meals, and you can see how health is gradually depreciating for these people. Now, what about access to activity opportunities, physical activity opportunities? Situations where you lack recreational facilities, you lack time for recreation, you lack time, to relax and all that. You're always thinking and working your ass just to make sure you have your meal on the table. Gradually health is already affected. This time you start hearing things like what? High blood pressure, because there's no rest, there's no recreational activity, there's nothing, no opportunity that will give you room, for a time off work for people to rest. So you can see that this is already affecting the health status. All right, we have another force known as education, job opportunities and income. When people have quality education, I bet you they already have sure ways of assessing every other factor. Because firstly, when somebody is literate, you can easily read and write, you have access to information, and you can easily fine tune your way to enjoying a healthy life, because you can have information at your disposal and have understanding of what is obtainable, what is required of you to do. And in the long run, you may lack any cause of reason to say you suffer poor health condition. So you see, when there is quality education, there's every tendency that people will enjoy healthy living. But when the opposite becomes the case, in rural settings, in the villages out there, you know what is obtainable, especially in this part of the world. People lack quality education, and you see them predisposed to health hazards, and at the end of the day, they are falling sick and are not enjoying healthy living. So these are what we are talking about. When there's also high rate of unemployment, no job opportunities for people to have what to leverage on to improve income, at the end of the day, you see them suffering poor health condition. People can fall ill, maybe they just need some cash to go take care of themselves, and such is lacking because there's lack of job and there's lack of income stream. At the end of the day, such people may have worsening conditions, and they may end up dying. So you see what it is when we talk about social determinants of health. All these factors are serious forces and conditions that determines the health and status of the individual. Now we look at pollution and unsafe environment. That's another force. Pollution in the air, pollution in water, pollution in the land exposes man to health risk. And all this put together will make man to suffer poor health conditions. And so you can see these are strong factors. Now we have unsafe environment also. Like the other time I told us the bad character of not waking up to social responsibility by just not being concerned about your environment. You don't care. At the end of the day, it's falling back on you. That's what we are saying. So when the environment is unsafe, there's every tendency that people will suffer what? Poor health condition. But we just have to see what we can do to make sure that we don't expose people to unsafe environment. All right, last but not the least, another strong factor that determines health is language and literacy skills. Now when there's language barriers here and there, and there's this breach in communication, people don't have understanding because maybe, for example, they relocated, and what is obtainable in the care of the environment in their new location has to be assessed by having understanding of the language. Such people who are, for example, migrants, may not know what is expected of them. And because there's this language barrier, they are already predisposed to health challenges. Because there's lack of, communication skills, literacy skills that has to do with the new environment they found themselves, they are now exposed to poor health conditions. So you can see that all these social determinants of health are strong forces that affect our health. Now, we will stop here because we are just trying to introduce healthy living and lifestyle. As we progress, we tend to look at how, some key areas of social determinants of health condition affect health, and we'll discuss further. Now, before I leave you, I want to just leave this with you. Make sure that you take care of your health. Don't compromise it for anything. We will be exposing ourselves to some healthy tips that will help us to live healthy lives. And I want to trust God that we all will imbibe them and will enjoy good health. Remember, God believes in you. He said his wish for you and for me is that we should be in good health. So please take responsibility for your health, and the talk will always be your portion. Till we meet again, I'm instructor Faith. God bless you. Bye.